Well, good afternoon, everybody. Another beautiful day here in Chicago. What do we got here? 12:08. Yeah, I'm getting out on my lunch break here. A little behind schedule, but better late than never here. Yeah, we got low 70s, like 71 degrees. Beautiful sunshine. John James, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. How you doing here? Hope you're having a good day. Wednesday. Chris, how you doing here? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, look, I noticed this week. See, the Sweetwater doesn't have their tables out because of the Democratic National Conventions going on, and there was some protests on Sunday. And hey, look at that red. Is that a Ferrari? No, that's yeah, it looks like a Ferrari over there, I think. No, is that we'll get the logo there. But hey, look at that nice view to the Wrigley building. I figure we'll just head down to the Riverwalk. We'll go the other direction. I forgot I was on the Riverwalk yesterday, but we went towards the lake. We were trying to catch the Centennial Fountain water jet, and hopefully we'll catch that later on here. I want to catch this here. Let's zoom into this car here where it peels out here. Yeah, see, it's got the logo there. Wait till the left turns here, it'll go right by here. But thanks everybody for tuning in there. Julie, Dolores, Hubert, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Lambie, B.I., Marco, Krista, thanks everybody. Yeah, Julie, there it is, look at it. Nice exotic cars. There's always a lot of exotic cars driving up and down Michigan Avenue, top down, especially in summertime. So hey, look at this beautiful day here. Gina, how you doing there? Gina Jen. Yeah, missed you there. Taco, how you doing there? Yeah, Dolores, of course. Julie, John James, good. So if I missed anybody, thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll try to greet everybody here on the Lunch Bunch. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on here. How you doing? Appreciate it. No, I appreciate it. I'm live too. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, you want to interrupt it? Go ahead. It just cranks me up. I guess it's a free speech. I guess people want to get their commercial in there. I know it just, I guess because I've been walking in Chicago for 26 years, I have a special pet peeve for the charity invasion of public space. I understand that they get permits, and, you know, I'm sure they too, when they walk down the street, get annoyed by getting confronted by people asking for money, just like a panhandler. It's funny, sometimes they'll be like right next to a no peddling sign, and then they'll be peddling corporate stuff. You know, look at this. You got some nice gifts here. People selling stuff because, you know, it's so funny how, you know, I didn't know how the DNC was going to affect you. I was talking to Gibson's yesterday, the restaurant, and I said, has it been busier than usual? They said, no, it's actually been less busy because, like, so many people are not working downtown this week because they've been asked for, you know, out of safety or congestion, you know, like traffic issues. They said, hey, if you can work from home, work from home. So even though the convention's in town, I don't know if the restaurants are like Sweetwater. They can't even have their outdoor seating. You know, it's just funny the impact. Here's the bagpiper. We've been seeing this guy several times this week here. How you doing? Good. Yeah, you filming there? Hey, look at this view here. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Chicago River. We'll see what the Riverwalk's looking like. We'll see if the riverfront watering holes are empty or busier than usual. Again, we went to the DNC on Monday night, the United Center. I posted 2 more videos on TikTok, equal opportunity. One was about the protests and one was about the people entering the DNC. I turned the comments off on the DNC one because I just don't want to deal with it. Mainly because, you know, I know someone's going to bring up, why am I posting a video about it's not intentionally, I wanted to show the lines going in through security. I didn't want people accusing me of exposing vulnerabilities in the security there, which was not my intention. I was exercising my First Amendment free speech rights, just showing a newsworthy event. It's newsworthy that the Democratic National Convention is happening in Chicago. A lot of people have been asking about me and expect me to post reruns of the footage I took there, and I just don't want to deal with the comments that are going to be attracted by, even like showing this building. I have the same issue, pro or con, you know, everything's politicized, including political conventions. Imagine that. Here's the U.S. Coast Guard. Hey, how's it going, Michael, Naya? Thanks for tuning in, Sharon. Yeah, thanks everybody for. But here, let's zoom into. Here's the Coast Guard. Here's the Coast Guard. We saw the Coast Guard this morning patrolling. There they are. There. Look at that. They got. Look at that. It's almost like a gunship. Look at that. That's the Coast Guard there, on full alert here because the Democratic National Convention's going on. They're patrolling the river here. Here comes the Star of Chicago, so we'll get around here. There's people taking pictures here. So here, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Riverwalk here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. There's a few dogs here. This is my usual walk I do lunchtime. You guys know the drill here. We'll go by the marketplace. Hey, the Star of Chicago. It's looking nice. But yeah, even the architectural cruise boat during the DNC week is not full. It was much fuller last week, and so, you know, it's kind of strange that even though some of the hotels are full, I don't see it as crowded as it was last week or the week before weekend. Of course, I was out of town this past weekend in Cincinnati. Hey, it's a cute little dog here. So let's see if I missed any questions here. Yeah, I don't know where his kilt was. That bagpiper, I've been seeing him all week. He's been up and down that area of Wacker, Michigan Avenue. He had his kilt on Monday. That bagpiper was wearing his kilt. I guess he got tired of wearing his kilt and opted for a more comfortable attire. I was on Wells Street. When was that, last night? And there was just a guy walking down the street. He was wearing a kilt, just like for fashion. So, or whatever purposes. There's the Coast Guard turning around here. We'll get a close-up view of the Coast Guard ship here patrolling the Chicago River. They're turning around here, so they're patrolling the mouth of the river here. So we'll head through here, and there's some of the security for the Riverwalk here. Welcome to Chicago. We're under the Wabash Avenue Bridge here. But look at that. They got a true gun mounted on the front of that Coast Guard ship, and I have never seen that until, I don't know if they did this for NATO. You know, here, let me stop here. There's the Coast Guard boat here patrolling the Chicago River for the Democratic Convention. There was two of them this morning. We saw two of them this morning. Look at that nice view to the Wrigley Tower, Tribune Tower. And a gust of wind blew up his kilt. Yeah, that's why he was tired of being exposed, so he went for the slacks. Hey, Fintron, how you doing there? Doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Marco, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, welcome to Riverwalk. So it's pretty quiet. Look, I think just so many people opted to not even come downtown this week because of the DNC, because of the perceived potential disruptions that possibly could have happened. And it's still, you know, we got to go through Thursday. It's so far so good, but I don't want to, as other people say, jinx it, be overconfident. We always got to stay vigilant. There's the Vietnam War Memorial here. Chicago remembers. You got the flags. Protect your everyday there. There you go. See, look. If you see something, say something. Call 911 there. There's State Street, Marina Towers. Good afternoon, everybody. Hey, there's somebody fishing there. That must be a good fishing spot. There's usually always someone fishing right there. It looks like he's catching something. Look at that. Let's see if he pulls something out of here. So here, welcome to Chicago. We're on the Riverwalk here. Looks like he's got something. That's really dragging it down there. Look at that. Hey, they're watching it too. They're going to see what he brings out of here. So it's something big here. Let's see what we got here. How you doing? He's going around to that side here, so we'll continue around here. There. Pleasure crabs there. Chicago's little lady. Wow, it's really, that's a big fish there. Look at that. Look at that. Wow, it's really struggling there. There it is. Look at that. Yeah, look at that fish. So there you see it in the water. That's a pretty big, it's like a carp or something. Let's see what it is there. He's got a fish. So here, welcome to Chicago Riverwalk. We're watching this fisherman pull up a fish here if he can. It went underneath. There it is. It's right there. I don't know if you can see it there. Let's see if he can get it out of here. We just joined. We're waiting for this fisherman. Yeah, he's getting his net here. He's getting ready here. So there it is. See that fish right there? He's coming down. He's coming down. We'll give him some room here. Maybe you can get down to this lower level here. It won't have to bring it up so much here. Yeah. There's Linnea coming by here. Just leading the fish along there. So here we go. We're underneath the Wabash Avenue Bridge here. We'll watch this fisherman bringing this fish here. So there was supposed to be a permitted swim. The swimmers in Chicago wanted to use the Chicago River later this year for a swim, but the city denied their permit, so they're going to do it in the lake there. And there it is. See, look, it's surfacing there. There's the fish right there. It's a big one. He's got to make sure he gets it there. I'm not for sure. I think it's a type of carp. It's not an Asian carp, because if it is, we're in trouble, because they're trying to keep him from going into it. But I think it's a type of carp. I'm not for sure. He probably knows. I don't want to bother him. You know, I know he's concentrating. We'll see if he brings it out there. But that's a big fish. Yeah, I saw his rod really. There, he's got the net ready there. He's ready to go. Yeah, look at that. So he's just gonna scoop it out of the water there. Look at that. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's why he came down to the lower level there. And he got the fish there. That's a carp, yeah. Yeah. Hey, you got it. Yeah, good job there. Look at that fish. Yeah, that's a big one. There, right on the Chicago Riverwalk. So you said it was a type of carp, right? Common carp, yeah, thank you. It's a common carp. It wasn't an Asian carp, so hey, maybe he's got a fish dinner there, yeah. Jaws, you see it? You see the net? Yeah, May tunes in from England there, yeah, so it's late at night there, that's why it's evening, yeah. You know, people tune in with different time zones, that's why it always, for a long time, I kept on TikTok, I was like, why do people keep asking the time? And I'm like, don't you have it on your phone, you know? And it's because they're trying to figure out the time difference from whatever people tune in from. We got people tune in from, on TikTok at least, we got people that tune in from Australia, Asia, Africa, Middle East, Europe, South America. It's great, you know. Even different time zones within America, Alaska and Hawaii, and Newfoundland's like on a half-hour difference. It's really interesting. There's a rental boat there. Yeah, John James, I know it's pretty there. Yeah, you're an hour ahead of me there on the Eastern time zone there. That's a cute little boat there. But hey, thanks for watching that fisherman reeling that common carp. It was just a carp, a large carp fish. That was a big one. You see how he did it? He walked down towards where I was at so he could get the net and just scoop it out of the water instead of breaking his rod, because I think his line might have not have been strong enough. You know, they got different poundage for the lines there. And there, look at this large barge heading under the Dearborn Street Bridge here. Look at that. Thanks for tuning in here. Welcome to Chicago. See, look, this is not full either. Isn't it interesting that because so many people are fearful in Chicago of something going crazy or the traffic, they decided not to come downtown, and even tourists that are not attending the DNC are not taking the water taxis, they're not taking the architectural tour boats because of this. DNC, that's interesting. Here comes Chicago's little lady here. Yeah, thanks for the taco. Thanks for the time there. Yeah, we got Central Time Zone here. We're 12:24 in the Central. Yeah, Eastern Time Zone's 1:24. I know what you mean there. There's Chicago little lady. Look how it's little. It's a littler boat there, and even that boat's not completely full. So none of these architectural tour boats are completely full, but it's the middle of the week. It's Wednesday. If it was a weekend, they would be full. And some of the weekdays during the summer when the kids are out of school, I guess the kids are going back to school so early in so many jurisdictions. Here's the kayakers here. They got the hibiscus flowers here. Look at that. So there's a few people sitting out here. This is the Tiny Tap. Beautiful weather day here, of course, 71 degrees. Not bad at all. Yeah, combat. Who else we missing here? Do not sit on the water's ledge. Hey, look at these hibiscus flowers, blooming nice. Hey, the dogs. So we're going underneath the Clark Street Bridge here, Chicago Riverwalk. Wednesday, lunchtime. Yeah. Kayakers are having a good day. Not too hot. There's some more kayakers over here. Of course, this is where the Eastland disaster happened. You can look it up there if you're interested in it. I don't want to retell the grisly details. There are people sitting on the seating wall here. Yeah, he's doing a tour. We sat one day and listened to him give the spiel, tell about this building here, the Britannica building. And it has another name, which I can't keep in my head. I just list the name that I can read on the building. But here's a kayak tour. School's already back, Fort Worth, yeah. Hey, remember that? How you doing? Yeah. Doing the kayak tours here, yeah, looking nice. What a beautiful day to be out kayaking here, yeah. Yeah. Sitting on the wall here. Here comes the Chicago police patrolling the Chicago River. So we saw the Coast Guard. Here's the Chicago police. Hey, you got the scooters scooting along. Yeah, see you, Marco. Thanks for tuning in. That's fine. And everybody's got other things going on. And if anything exciting happens, you can catch it in the reruns. And if not, you won't be missing much anyway. We've done this walk many times before. Lucia. Yeah, there's a few more people on this boat, but it's still not completely full, but it's more filled than the other ones. So there are some people taking architectural cruises here, even on a Wednesday when the Democratic National Convention is going on. But downtown's pretty empty, emptier than usual for the reasons I stated before. People are just opting to work from home if they don't need to be downtown. My office is really empty. The normal amount of people that would be showing up on a Wednesday are not here because they've been asked not to come downtown unless they need to be downtown. Here's Wilmette, the suburb north of Chicago, is named after Olmette. I like telling the story. He was a with the French culture that preceded the American and British culture that, you know, after the French and Indian War there, 7 Years' War, what it was called in Europe, European colonial powers traded territories, even though the indigenous people were still here. Olmette was a French fur trader with the French culture. He might have been mixed himself, we're not for sure, but his wife certainly was Potawatomi, probably mixed herself. Several generations of French and Native American indigenous people intermarrying, a mestizo American population. In Canada they call it the Métis mixed population. In the United States, like the Cherokees would call it the mixed bloods, but that again is a loaded term, and it eventually led to like strange things like the blood quantum laws with the Dawes Act, and that's why people say, oh, I'm 1/16 Cherokee. What does that mean? You know, it's a, or 1/8, 1/4, 1/2, and they would actually put it on your CDIB cards. You're only 1/16 Native American. And you know, the modern day indigenous nations that still are in Oklahoma and out west, people that have CIDB cards, they largely reject that now. It's if you were raised in the Native American culture, know the Native American languages, or your parents, one or both of them, are enrolled in the tribe, you're in. You know, but there was a whole several generations that assimilated that never got a CD that passed as white and were more assimilated, and those are including my ancestors, that we ended up being all white people because we got separated from the nation. And you know, it's just the long history of how the United States dealt with. But Olmette and his children, Olmette with his wife, after the Indian Removal Act, they were going to try to stay up in Lake County, Illinois. But another thing that, you know, indigenous people can empathize with people of color in this country is during the 19th century, indigenous people had no rights in courts. They were not considered U.S. citizens, so Americans would claim their property rights, and then Olmette he tried to challenge it in court, like somebody was poaching timber from his land, and he tried to, you know, sue them in court for taking his property and selling it, trees from his land, and the courts wouldn't even recognize, because they didn't consider him a U.S. citizen. And so he left with his wife and left this whole area and went across the Mississippi. And a lot of John Baptiste Point du Sable did that. And here's the and he had a Potawatomi Native American wife as well. He was a French fur trader as well, like Olmette. There's the Brown Line heading across the Wells Street Bridge here. We got 1232. Hey, Christopher, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, exactly right, Julie Reed. Julie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Whereas, especially in the 20th century, it wasn't until the movement in the 60s, it wasn't until the 1960s, 1970s, that all these, you know, and I believe them. I believe that Willie Nelson has Melungeon Native American ancestry. He's mixed, but he's mainly a white guy, like me. Johnny Cash claimed Native American ancestry. He couldn't prove it. I believe that Johnny Cash has Melungeon ancestry, and over the years it became, you know, my grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee, which isn't true either. Your grandmother was probably mixed, and mine too. You know, my Melungeon Native American mixed with European great-grandmother, but she probably like Julie's and mine, and she looked indigenous. People that lived down the street, they said, "Who's that old Indian woman that lives?" And I said, "Well, that's our grandmother there. You know, my mother, that was her grandmother." And they had, and so she didn't have a choice. Other people, you know, defined where she belonged, but she didn't have a CDIB card because she grew up in Appalachia. It was after the Trail of Tears. Her family got split. Some of her ancestors went to Oklahoma. Some of them stayed in Appalachia, and they had a hard time. They had a really hard time because, like, on the census, they would put a little hash mark next to them, which meant they weren't completely white, which, you know, for a long time in the census, you couldn't even, there was true Native American people living on the Qualla boundary within North Carolina that stayed after the Trail of Tears. They became the bases, and eventually they got a CDIB card, and eventually they became enrolled in the Eastern Band of Cherokees. There's the Oklahoma Band of Cherokees, and then there's a third, the Katuah Band, which are the old settlers that were there even before the Trail of Tears, and there were some that didn't get it enrolled, and there's bitterness to this day because it was before casino money, and it was before, you know, all these perceived, you know, the false perception that all Native Americans go to college for free. That's not true either. Just like all African Americans don't go to college for free. It's laughable that people perpetuate these myths, but it's good for, we shouldn't, you know, what am I going to do, deny my ancestry, act like it didn't happen? No, you know, we should talk about it, and it's good that we do, and I'm glad you guys understand. And history that surrounds us, it's in the names. It's in the names of the rivers. It's in the names of our place names, and even on the boats that go up and down the Chicago River, reminders of our history in this city and other cities and other areas of the country. So, yeah, the people are sitting out here. Here's the confluence. We'll head up here. Yeah. Don't worry, Kevin, there won't be a quiz. I just need something to fill the airspace here. I guess we could talk about the Tigers. We can talk about the Detroit Tigers. The baseball team. What's happening in Michigan? Anything good? I didn't realize, this morning I was talking about that TikTok guy with the big gluteus maximus, and he's from Grand Rapids. He just opened an office in Grand Rapids. He's a social media influencer. He posts humorous videos of him running with his big rear end, and he's a Michigander there. And I thought the whole time it was his real anatomy, but I think it's a fake. But people are like, what are you talking about? There's a TikTok guy that's very famous because he runs around, he gets chased by security, and he's got a big gluteus maximus. Hey, look at that confluence of the north and south branches of the Chicago River. Yeah, it'll be a pop quiz there. Darlene, how you doing there? Yeah, I missed you there. Thanks for tuning in. All in. Look at, they got a big green wall around the Calatrava statue, so I know I have to walk over there and film it. Is this because of the DNC? Why is it? No, so they have this plaza blocked off. So look, they got the Calatrava statue walled off with green. They got this plaza, we can't even go over there. And so everything's roped off, I guess, for security, or maybe they're just doing construction or something. I don't know if this is coincidence because of the DNC or not. So we'll just head over to North Riverside. We'll go back through the loop here, but before I do, we'll film the river boats here. Here, we got the light here. Look at the, yeah, we'll cross the street. cross underneath Lake Street here. We got 10 seconds across. We got a nice view looking west towards the Ogilvy station. I almost got ran over by that scooter because the scooter just blew through the light. Hopefully it saw me there. I wasn't even looking that way. The scooter went right behind me. There, Lake Street, South Branch of Chicago River. There's the Beatnik Cafe, a very popular eating establishment. But again, it's not full. It's not full. I would have thought it would have been full with the DNC in town. But again, so many people are staying out of the downtown out of fear, which I understand. Maybe it's just being prudent, being wisely cautious, just in case something crazy happens. And you see a lot of these buildings have defensive measures put up protecting their artwork. There's the green line headed across the Lake Street Bridge there. Oh, the Tigers lost to the Cubs. Hey, we'll tell Chris. Yeah, Dougie Fresh will like that. Hey, we got a water taxi coming. Oh, we got one. The pink line goes one way and the green line goes the other way. Water taxi. Look at all these transit options. We'll follow this water taxi as it heads around, head south on the South Branch Chicago River. There's the Evening Star coming the other way. And we're over here by 150 North Riverside. A beautiful late August day. What is it, August 21st? Yeah, it's Stack. He was sneaking up. It's like a Elmer Fudd and a unique rabbit. Unique up on him. Sneaked up on me. Small Cheval. So they got this nice little plaza here. We'll probably head across Randolph Street. Yeah, there's hardly anybody here. Normally a weekday there'd be a crowd of people here eating their lunch and stuff. And because the DNC's going, there's a few people over there. The brown bag, there's a few people, but downtown is much less populated because the DNC's going on. See, they got some fencing around. This is the Boeing building. This used to be the Boeing building. It looks like they're just doing construction. So I don't think this has anything to do with the DNC. It's just because they're doing construction here on Randolph Street. Here, we'll head across the river here. There's looking south there. Sears Towers up that way. Here comes another train. There's another pink line right behind. Two pink lines in a row. And look, we can see it with the Salesforce Tower behind it there. Got a nice view. The green line's going the other way. Look at all this transit going back and forth there. I really like that new Damon station on the green line. Look at these bikers going down, using the bike lane there. It's really nice. And I almost feel like Chicago can't have nice things because several people probably correctly replied in the comments that it'll eventually be trashed. But I said, well, it'll still function as a transit station, you know, whether it's clean or dirty or graffitied up, you could still use it as a transit station. We got to try to have something nice and see if people will not destroy our own infrastructure. And it's been 4 years in the construction. It was planned since 2017. They started construction right before the pandemic, and then supply disruptions delayed the construction schedule. It really didn't get started until 2022, and they just opened it. And coincidentally, they got it open just before the DNC, which people say, oh, they built it just for the DNC. No, it's been in the planning since long before we even knew. How could they plan the 2024 convention was going to be in Chicago in 2017? No one knew. So it's a coincidence. But hey, look, we'll cross Wacker Drive here. Bob, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I was thinking of you last night. We went by Kamahachi there, that nice sushi place. I wonder how Bob's doing. Thanks for tuning in there, and appreciate you being on the lunch bunch here. There are markers outside the cars, yeah. Yeah. Bell's tuning in, that's great. So we'll get a nice view to the Sears Tower over here. We'll walk. But look, yeah, see, normally on a Wednesday, because Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is usually when people actually do. And that's why Gibson's and the other restaurants are hurting, because it's almost like counterintuitive. Because the DNC's in town, no one's traveling to downtown for work out of fear of potential disruptions, either traffic or protests. And so even though the Democratic National Convention is supposed to like bring in, help the hotels and help the restaurants with, it's actually hurting because of the profile and the current political situation. It's actually hurting the restaurants. Isn't that interesting? At least in my opinion, from what I'm seeing here, actually experiencing the city while it's going on. So here's the CNA building. That column there holds up this whole corner of the building here. We'll go by the Palace Theater here. There, look at that great view to the Sears Tower here. We're looking south on Franklin Street here. Loop of Chicago. We're at Randolph and Franklin here. We'll cross the street. We'll head through the theater district here. 76 overnight. Yeah, so Bob and Julie, our high temperature for the day is like 71. My TV, which must have been the suburbs, it said 56 this morning. That was like the low. I think by the lake we only got down to like the low 60s. It felt pretty pleasant walking into work this morning. It's not hot at all. I know the rest of the country, and we're going to get back in the heater next week. I saw 80s and potentially a 90 next week. But we've been having an amazingly mild summer here. And yeah, the lake has a big effect. But here's some buses. I don't know if that looks like that's going to the convention there. It's got a B on it. There's the pink line heading up Wells Street here. Got 1245, 97 in New Mexico. Yeah, you're roasting. I know the rest of the, I almost hate bringing it up how pleasantly cool it is here, because I know the rest of the country, especially areas west and south, is really hot. I think California's been hotter this summer than we have been. Here we're at Randolph and Wells here. We'll go by the Hotel Allegro and the Palace Theater. We're heading eastwards on Randolph Street. We're crossing Wells. We'll go into the L tracks here. Isn't it nice how the sun filters through here? Look at that. This has been a hotel for a long time. It wasn't always a Hotel Allegro. It used to be a different hotel. But they built a theater into the hotel. A lot of the theaters are either office theater combinations or office and or hotel and theater combinations, or office and theater combinations, and then some of the office has been subsequently converted to housing recently, like around the Nederlander Theater. But they got Back to the Future, the musical. I saw them advertising that on the local TV. There's the Cadillac Palace Theater here in Chicago. Broadway in Chicago, Palace Theater on Randolph. There's City Hall. So yeah, well, again, I like walking this way because we can view an update on the construction progress of the Thompson Center, the State of Illinois building here. And here we'll get across the street here. Got 10 seconds here. There you can see some of the underneath, and then there's the great view we have to the Chicago Board of Trade looking south on LaSalle Street. Look at that classic scene here. But yeah, it's hard to film here, so we'll head under the scaffolding here and we'll get a better view on the other side here. So bear with me. Scottish, south side Chicago. Yeah, the far north side, the northern suburbs. Or are you talking about like Rogers Park or Edgewater, Andersonville? There's also the northwest side. There's a lot of city workers and police live at the far northwestern corner of Chicago, or the far southwestern corner down by Beverly. And teachers do that too. They're supposed to live within the city limits, police and city workers. And so they'll move to the far edges of within the city limits that are almost have a suburban feel to them. Saguenay, Beverly on the southwest side. And it's still within the city of Chicago. It shows you how vast Chicago is. So here we'll film some of the construction here, progress of the Google is renovating the State of Illinois building, the Thompson Center. And look, they got the curtain wall removed from the uppermost layer. They're going to replace all this glass. And here's the bottom of the Thompson Center here, as seen from Clark and Randolph. And look how you can look right into the atrium here. They're going to redo this plaza. This will be under construction for at least the next year, probably, until they get this reopened. Hopefully they bring back the food court. There's a lot of, you can connect to all the transit lines here. And Montrose Harbor, yeah, I know where Montrose is. That's great, uptown. Yeah, we go up to Montrose Beach sometimes. Thanks for, yeah, that's a beautiful area there. You know, uptown, Edgewater, Montrose Beach. And oh, May, you lived in a mining village. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're down by the southern coast there of England. That's good. And then nice coastal waterfront towns there, or cities in England. Yeah, that's good. Here, Clark Street and Randolph. See how they got the scaffolding even on the Clark Street side here for the Thompson Center, and significant renovations. And we'll keep you posted on the progress. Look at that. Look at the top of that. And some people think that's the ugliest building ever built in Chicago. Hellman Jan, the architect. Well, here, let's see what's happening at Daily Plaza. I think they got some food trucks here. So let's cruise through Daily Plaza since we're here. We haven't been to Daily Plaza in a while. Let's see if they got any extra stuff. Usually they have the food trucks on Friday, but I guess Wednesday. Looks like they... Is that the Bud Billiken? Oh, no, I said that wrong. Is that the Jesse White Tumblers? Where the Jesse White Tumblers, I see some red shirts there in a school bus. We might have missed it. Yeah, it looks like the Jesse White Tumblers were in Daily Plaza. We caught them at the Bud Billiken parade. It shows you how, if I'm off by just a few minutes, we might have caught the Jesse White Tumblers here in Daily Plaza. They're taking the mats back, but looks like there's some activities happening here at Daily Plaza here. They got some food trucks out here. Usually they do this on Fridays, but I guess, yeah, they got some dancing or something. They got a DJ going on here. Yeah, we got a DJ here at Daily Plaza. Thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, people are dancing. Yeah. How you doing? Yeah. Jesse White Tumblers. Yeah. Jesse White Tumblers. Got the food truck. Oh, they're going to take a picture. They're going to take a picture here. So these are the Jesse White Tumblers. We saw them at the Bud Billiken parade. They do flips. They've been well known in Chicago. They've been doing this for decades. Different people go through the organization here. And Jesse White's a local politician, used to be the Secretary of State. Photographer. So we got some food trucks here, Daily Plaza. There's the Picasso. Hey, you got the Magician. We'll check out the Channel 2 News over here. Medusa's, yeah, you talking about Medusa's, the nightclub? Yeah. There used to be a nightclub in Chicago called Medusa's. It's a pretty wild place. There's the Channel 2 News here. 7 rescued from a nursing home fire. Sometimes they show the weather. We get lucky, but here's Daily Plaza. You see the City Hall, the Picasso, the Daily Center. This is Washington Street here. We'll cross, oh, this police car wants to move through here. There's a motorcade. There's some important dignitaries going through here. Is probably what's happening here. It says California. Oh, looks like they had some uniforms. Who knows? Who knows who's in any of those black sedans? Probably nobody. They're probably just going to pick up somebody. Transport them to the Democratic National Convention here being held in Chicago. So here we'll head over to State Street. We'll go by CBS News here. Secretary of State Police. I didn't know the Secretary of State had police. Yeah, Chicago house music. We're still celebrating 40 years of house music in Chicago. They've had several programmed events like that one at Daily Plaza. And it's great to see. And if you want to see if you want to see the Jesse White tumblers in action, we caught them at the Bud Billiken Parade. So I most recently, just less than 2 weeks ago, filmed them at the Bud Billiken Parade, and that footage is on TikTok. We also got them on YouTube. Earlier last year, we saw them at the Michigan Plaza, and I transferred that footage over to TikTok, but it's a while back. So we got them on YouTube, we got them on TikTok. There's several occasions where we filmed the Jesse White tumblers. And so the Chicago Theater's that way. Let's head across State Street. There's the Muddy Waters mural there. This is State Street looking south. And this is the former Marshall Fields. There's the Chicago Theater up that way. We go by the Chicago Theater often, so we'll skip it today. I would go up there, but I want to cruise by Daily Plaza, or we went by Daily Plaza. I want to cruise by Millennium Park because yesterday we saw some Robert Kennedy political activity. There was people flying the Kennedy flag there, and they had Uncle Sam there was on stilts. I doubt they'll be there again today, but there might be some other free speech stuff going on here. Let's see, here's the Orange Line. That's the Orange Line heading to Midway South there on the Wabash elevated tracks there. There goes another train the other way. That's a Brown Line heading north there. Around the loop of Chicago, the Pittsfield building. And see how we got this very dense alley. They built over the alley some of the commercial and retail space. These very dense blocks within the loop because so much transit concentrates. Historically, people would concentrate and congregate here, but not today. People are avoiding the loop because of the DNC. But I don't even see, you know, we saw protest activity on Monday, but since and Sunday I missed it. There might be some more tonight or Thursday. And not that I'm looking for protest activity, I'm just surprised that we're not seeing hardly any at all. And that same thing happened for the RNC. There wasn't much. So very anticlimactic. Here's the Washington Wabash station. Underneath it on the at Wabash, yeah, Wabash, Washington, of course. So they got this boarded up here. So they're open. It looks like they boarded up in anticipation of glass being broken, but nothing happened. So, of course, I was in Chicago during the 2020 interesting year. A lot of broken windows that year. Even up where I lived in Lincoln Park, Clark Street, most of the storefronts were boarded up like this. And this is like a reminder, just as a defensive measure, they put boards in front of their glass windows just in case they were anticipating, I guess, riots or something. I don't know. And it shows you, so far so good. Here's the back of the cultural center here. You got your denim jacket. Yeah. Doc Martens. Hey, that's good. Yeah, Anna Marie, Belle, Gina, Jen. Thanks, everybody. Naya. Yeah, Mia. Sorry I missed you, Mia. There, thanks, everybody. All right, am I on mute? Am I on mute this whole time? There, you hear the nice blues bands going on. Here's this. Let's see if I can maintain my connection. Here's the one of the leftover from the bulls on parade here. It's a cow, and what's nice about it, you see the eyes. The eyes got the water tower, and then the other side has the what we just saw, the Picasso there in the eye. See in the eye right there? There's the Picasso. And this is the bulls on parade here. One of the ones left over in 1999, I think. These were all over the city, late 90s. And we'll cross the street here. Yeah, I got a nice Chicago rhythm and blues here. It's hard to see, the people are blocking there. Yeah, nice piano playing there. Hey, we'll cross the street here. Chicago Cultural Center. Across Michigan Avenue here. Michigan Avenue looking south, Michigan Avenue looking north. There's the Wrigley building. We already saw that earlier in the line there. So, it's not as much activity as there was yesterday. This is where we saw Uncle Sam on stilts. There's just the Bean of Chicago. So we'll, 101, I didn't start this on time. So since I got 77 people watching, we'll go up and quickly check out the Bean of Chicago there. And let's see if we can get through here before they gate us in here. They're going to gate us in here. I'm afraid he's going to close that gate there. Later today, they'll probably have security. You go through a security checkpoint here, but not during the day here. See, they got the... yeah, we were here yesterday. I'll just whine on since I'm right by here. We'll check out the Bean really quickly, and then we'll head back to work. Such a beautiful day. Yeah, it shows you how one generation bleeds into another. I know it's not a strict demarcation, you know, and not any one generation acts or thinks or experiences the world the same way. And just generalizations, mainly for like cultural references. Like people the same generation get the same cultural references. And I notice it finally with the younger generation. They don't know who Bob Newhart is. They don't know who... you know, James Caan. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the guy from The Godfather. They're like, oh, okay. You know. And music. Other things. Here we're trying to, people keep backing up. That's good. So here's the Great Bean of Chicago. Shades of green, you got it. Certain shade of green. There's the Great Bean of Chicago. Cloud Gate. People are sitting out here having a drink here, Casa Bonita. See, they got the landscaping on the side. That was the last thing they were working on there. And the bean looks nice. It's all cleaned up for the DNC. So at least there's people at the bean. The rest of the city, rest of the loop wasn't crowded at all, but there's always a crowd here by the bean here. So it's looking nice here. Thanks for tuning in here. Welcome to Chicago. Yeah, we'll just cruise around this thing. We'll walk underneath it maybe when we get to the other side. Kind of circle around it here. See, it works better in landscape. I can get the whole thing in here in landscape. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Some things are better in landscape, some things are better in vertical here. Great being in Chicago. But yeah, Millennium Park's looking nice, the Crown Fountain. And you see this landscaping over here. And here's, we'll circle around the bean here, get some skyline views here. Hey, Anna Marie. Thanks for being on. You caught it just in time here. Hey, people posing for the pictures, and we'll head down the stairs here. Posing in front of the bean here. Yeah, everybody's looking nice. Yeah, looking good. That's good. Hey, here's some camera, expensive camera. Here's the Double Clutch Brewing Company. People got selfie sticks. So here we'll walk right underneath. Yeah, they're taking photos there. We'll walk right underneath this thing. See if we can maintain our signal.
I literally took a video of myself. I took a picture of myself.
Art, you can get up and touch. You can see yourself reflected in the bean. Look at that. So you can reach out and touch it. Yeah, they're doing the same thing there. And then when you look up, you can see yourself reflected several times in the underneath of the bean there. But you got to watch you don't hit your head. You can hit your head on the side. It tapers down there. I've done that before. I've been like looking at what I'm filming and I hit my head on the side of the bean there. But a very popular, it shows you what it, positive and negatives to everything, for all, this is a well-used public artwork that people enjoy, much more than the Picasso. No offense to Picasso. But you can climb on the Picasso and people do it. And the Picasso maybe was more popular, but now the bean is kind of like the centerpiece of the whole city here in Millennium Park, at least recently. And people want to, if they visit Chicago, they want to get a picture with the bean there. Millennium Park here. Yeah. 5'2", eyes of blue. The old songs there. So here we'll head back to Michigan Avenue and we'll just round this out here. What time we got here? 1:06, not too bad. So we'll just head back to work. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for being such a good audience here on YouTube. Scenes of the city here. So either tonight or tomorrow, I'm not for sure when, I'll probably get back over to the United Center and I'll check to see if there's any planned demonstrations or anything that I should be aware of and that are impacting streets or traffic or mobility, and we'll keep you posted. I posted more footage from Monday night when we were there at the United Center on TikTok, so you can check that out if you follow me on TikTok. And we'll continue to post scenes of the city here in Chicago. Enjoy summertime. And hey, thanks Alvin, thanks John, Julie, Taco. It's all just a number. Yeah, age is a state of mind, right? Mine's unlisted, like the commercial said. So here we'll head out. See, there is a checkpoint. They I guess I got it. Do we have to? Yeah, do we have to? Okay, we got. Okay, so we see they just set that up right when I went in. Right when I went in, they set up a checkpoint. So now you have to go through security to get into Millennium Park. And I saw they were setting it up. I just snuck in there right before they started wanding people, and they're doing it for security, probably because the DNC is going on. They do this on weekends usually, and so we'll head out through the outdoor here. Notice heightened level of security in most areas, train stations, airports, this whole weekend. So here we'll head around here. See, I saw them setting up these gates, and hey, there's the macaw there. How you doing there? We saw them yesterday. Sometimes we see the snake here, so trigger warning, you know, if you don't like snakes. But I don't see the snake out here today, so we'll just continue up here. And they're just selling keychains and other souvenir items. Yeah, got in and got out just in time there. Yeah, we'll see you after work there on TikTok. I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. There's the Cubs fans. See, yeah, the Tigers lost to the Cubs, and then they get to play the White Sox. So you still got to play the games there, Kevin. Can't win them all. There's another macaw there. Look at that beautiful bird there, beautiful plumage. We'll head up Randolph Street. If you pay the person, they'll let you take a picture with the bird there. And we'll let this pedestrian traffic walk through. We missed the light, that's okay. We don't have to rush in to get across the street. See, there's still not a restaurant. They built that, and no restaurants going in there. And that's interesting because they built it before they had a tenant, and they want something like the Rosebud or Wildberry to go in there. And very prominent location, cultural centers right here, Randolph in Michigan. Hey, thanks Christopher, thanks for tuning in there, Taco. The Bears. Hey, thanks Joey, thanks for being on, Taco and May, and thanks everybody for saying hello to everybody else. People know each other. Yeah, Sarah was thanking everybody for saying hello to her on TikTok, and I appreciate people welcoming her back. And I know it's a little weird with the sub-only chats. It's not the same dynamic and conversations that we have, but it avoids so many things. I personally enjoy it, and especially if I'm still going to cover the DNC, we'll stick with sub-only chats for now. We'll see how it goes. And if it were up to me, I'll just continue to do sub-only chats, and we can continue to grow our audience that way. I know it bothers people not being able to comment on TikTok, but I'm like, well, you can watch me on YouTube and you can comment on YouTube if you really feel so left out, you know, and yeah, that's what you guys do, and I appreciate it. And many of you subscribe on TikTok, which I appreciate, and you also watch some subscribe here on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Thanks for supporting great content. I really appreciate it. That's why I try to give shout outs to everybody here that tunes in here. And all three teams are in a race to the basement. I saw that, Kevin. Yeah, it's the best of the worst. You know, no team can gloat. You know, the Cubs can't even gloat, even though they beat the Tigers, and same with the White Sox. You know, at least the White Sox are doing worse than the Tigers. You always got the White Sox to look down on from the Tigers in the same division there in the American League. But lovable losers. Continue on here. Stands, donuts, outdoor seating here. See, even this is not packed, even though the DNC is going on. Just so many people are not commuting downtown to avoid the. And it's ironic. The traffic's not bad at all, because at least during the day, because people aren't working here. They're all working from home. Probably the suburban traffic's worse. There, Nutella, Nando's. We'll cross the street here. We'll wrap this up. Yeah, Mary Therese, Taco, John James, Mia. Thanks everybody. Mary Therese. Thanks May. Have a good night everybody. Taco, Michael, John James. Thanks everybody. Dolores. Thanks for tuning in. Kevin, appreciate it. Anna Marie. We'll see y'all later. Christopher. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later from Chicago. Appreciate your attention there. Have a great day. We'll see you on TikTok tonight. Okay? Thanks a lot. Bye. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, Darlene. We'll talk to you later. Dolores. Okay.